Okay, great. So as you can see from the first slide, we're going to start off a little bit light today. It's going to be an easy session. We're going to do a little bit of vocabulary just to get us in the flow of what is verbal ability and to get us to learn some new words. Okay. But before we get into vocab, I just want to give you all a quick overview of what all we will be covering over the next 12 sessions for verbal ability. So our verbal ability sessions, VA, short for verbal ability. Yeah? One type of question which we regularly face in the examination is called reading comprehension. So again, I'm using short forms. If someone has not understood, please ask them what the short form is. So reading comprehension is a passage of 250, 300 words or so. And it is accompanied by between 2 or 3 questions, sometimes 5 questions, depending on which company has come down for recruitment, which company exam it is. They are easy passages, not very difficult. And you will also be asked to pick out most times something that is mentioned in the passage. Okay, so we will have a couple of sessions on RC for practice. We'll also take you through a basics of how to read quickly through a reading comprehension, how to grasp what is given, and how to apply that to be able to answer the questions which accompany that passage. Okay, so we have 2 sessions for RC. We'll also be covering a few rules of grammar. In this, we'll start with the basics, parts of speech. What is a noun? What is a verb? What is an adjective? Yeah, I'll take you through a few basics of how to identify these things. And then we will get into a few topics which appear in our campus recruitment examinations. So we'll have a look at what is past tense, present tense, future tense. You usually face a few questions on tenses in your exams. We'll have a look at what is direct, indirect speech. Yeah, reporting what someone has said, either in their exact same words or in your own words. So there are usually every exam has 2 questions: convert from direct to indirect or convert from indirect to direct. So these 2 questions are something that we will spend one session on. And within grammar, we will also be covering subject-verb agreement, which is basically deciding whether, based on the subject, your verb should be singular or it should be plural. Okay, so all of these grammar topics will involve us going back to our school time grammar. So for some of us, it might be our 6th, 7th standard grammar. For some of us, it might be our 8th, 9th, 10th standard grammar, depending on when we studied each topic. But it's fairly simple. There are a few rules which some of you all may already know. If you don't, then we try to learn those rules and we apply them in some exam related questions. Yeah. Then we have another interesting group of topics called verbal logic, or you can also call them verbal reasoning. Some of these topics which we will do are para jumbles. So this is usually a jumbled set of sentences from a paragraph, which we need to rearrange in the right order. So we need to choose the correct order of sentences. We'll also be doing syllogisms. So syllogisms is related to your Venn diagrams and set theory, which some of us might have studied in 11th, 12th, or might be in our graduation also, first year of graduation. Yeah. A union B, A intersection B, all of this. And there is a part of verbal reasoning called critical reasoning. So critical reasoning will try to give you information in the form of a shorter para. So RC are longer. RC are usually 250 to 400 word passages with anywhere between 2 to 5 questions. Critical reasoning are shorter passages, 50 to 100 words. And they will have only 1 or 2 questions each. And the examiner is trying to judge your ability to absorb information and take decisions based on that information. Okay. Underlying to all of this, there is a topic of verbal ability called vocabulary. Now, the reason I'm calling it an underlying topic is that if over the next few months, we can take few simple steps to improve our vocabulary, if we can learn a few new words, become a little bit more comfortable in English than we were yesterday. Yeah, this helps us in reading comprehension, in grammar, as well as in verbal logic. Yeah. So it is applicable to improve our speed of attempting the paper in all other sections and all other types of questions. In fact, a good vocabulary will help you in quant and in LR as well. Right? So vocabulary is presented in two ways. One part of it is only to learn new words and to maintain a grasp of English. Another part of it is actually questions related to vocabulary, which can be simple. Choose the synonym or the antonym for this given word. They can be fill in the blanks. And there are a few other types of questions also in vocab called analogies or phrasal verbs. So all of this we will be covering in our classes. So any doubts on the quick summary that we will be taking you through over the next 4 weeks or so? If anyone has a doubt, please ask, not just right now, but even through the class, in all of my future classes. If at all anyone feels that something is not understood or you would like me to repeat, then please let me know. I will go through. Okay. So Sai has an interesting doubt. So Sai, we'll be doing sentence correction and sentence completion as part of grammar and vocabulary. So sentence completion is fill in the blanks. And sentence correction, once we've gone through the different topics of grammar, we'll be doing a bit of practice on sentence correction, applying what we have learned in these sessions into your sentence correction questions. So don't worry, we have it covered. Okay. So today, just to get started, I've kept the first lecture a little bit light. Yeah, it's not as heavy as quant or logical reasoning. In fact, none of your verbal lectures will be as heavy. You can treat it as a break in between classes. Yeah, it's going to be fun sessions. We are going to improve our grasp on English. We are going to improve our performance in the examinations. We are going to learn new things, but we are also going to have fun along the way. So just to get things started, just to get a bit of warm up, I'm going to do a simple exercise with you. Okay. All I'm going to do is put a photo on the left of your screen. And I want you to name what words come to your mind when you look at this photo. That's it. So simple task. And you can start, either you can put the words in the chat or you can unmute as well. But I think 600 people in the class, unmuting might be a bit of problem. So it's better if we use the chat for this one. And I'll start listing out those words on the screen. Okay, so a lot of inputs. I have water, nature, tranquil, peace, serene, scenery. Someone says Himalayas. Could be. Nice. So Himalayas, mountains, reflection. I'm going to put hills along with mountains. Yeah, lake view, good. Clouds. Someone said peace already, so peace is covered. Greenery. Let's put greenery and trees side by side. Dense forest as well. Biodiversity, interesting. Some new words. Biodiversity. Yeah, earth. Acha, someone's put apex. I know apex is there on the screen, but let's concentrate on this photo. Yeah, vacation spot. Good. Wow, someone says infinity. That's nice, yeah, because you actually can't see the horizon. You don't know how many more mountains are present. Yeah. I think we've covered reflection somewhere. Then we have visual, relax. This is new. Sky, bird's view. Beautiful. Aesthetic. Yes, very pleasing to the eye. Aesthetic. Nice. Yeah, peace was already covered. Rejuvenate. Rejuvenate. So rejuvenate is to recharge. When you take a break and you're resting your mind and your eyes, you are rejuvenating. Yeah. Oh yeah, someone sees a house. Right here, it's there. House, resort, could be. Yeah, could be tribal area. I'm moving to the bottom of the screen. Yep, mirror image or reflection, we've covered that. Coast, picturesque, graceful. Good. So I'm really impressed with the replies that came up on the chat. Have you noticed we covered the screen? We started here. We filled up this entire space. We filled up this space, filled up this space. So I'm really happy. And just look at the amount of words which have come out only by showing one photo. And so many different words have been put on the screen, right? So vocab is always a group exercise. Huh? The words that we think about may not be the same as words that someone else is thinking about. And when you start sharing what you know, when you start discussing in a group, everyone's vocabulary goes up. So even among these words, which are there on the screen, I'm sure that some of the words struck you and some of the words are new to you. And anyone who has not understood any of the words on the screen, you can put it up, right? And let's go through them. No problem. But this is how it improves. Now, one more thing you'll notice is that some of the words are related to things that we see. Okay. So house, water, nature, this is what we started with. Earth, Himalayas, mountains, hills, forest, greenery, right? Clouds and trees. These are words that when we saw the photo, we started putting up on the chat. Okay, immediately, what we had a look at. Then some new words started emerging. Yeah, I'll tell you some of those words. Look at words like peace, tranquil. So for those who are asking, tranquil is calm. Okay, peaceful. It means the same thing. These are all synonyms. Tranquil, calm, peaceful, serene, infinity. Yeah? What else? Reflection, relax, beautiful. Yeah, rejuvenate. So the words which are highlighted in purple, okay, aesthetic. Aesthetic meaning is to be pleasing to the eye, to be beautiful, to be good looking is aesthetic. Yeah. So words which are in orange are the words which we saw when we looked at the photo. Words which are in purple are what the photo made us feel. So they are feelings or emotions that we are expressing when we look at the photo. These are feelings which the photographer wants to evoke in us when he shows us the photo. Yeah. What story are you telling? Not just what exactly you're looking at, which is direct. It's trees, mountains, sky, lake. That's direct. But what is indirect? What is the author trying to convey? Is it putting you in a feeling of calm, of peaceful, of serene, of relaxed? Are you feeling like actually going there? Yeah, we've all been stuck at home for the last 1 year or more. We haven't been able to travel. We've not been able to take holidays. And we're all feeling stuck within our houses. And now suddenly, when we see a photo like this, all of us want to be in that house or resort, whatever it is. It's such a beautiful place, right? So when you talk about vocabulary, let's start moving from what we are seeing in the photo to what the photo is making us feel. Start looking within yourself for feelings and emotions when you come to identifying photos. Okay, on the next slide, I'll tell you why this is useful. But let's do a new photo. Good, some interesting words coming up in the chat. So we've covered depressed here, chaos. Wow, this is new. I haven't seen this in any of the other classes. Chaos. Good. Whoever came up with that, fainted. Okay. Homeless. Yeah, could be homeless, could be sorrow. Solitude, of course, the man is alone. I think I've put alone here, and I think I'll add lonely also to that. Yeah, tired is not covered yet. Okay, tired. Let's put exhausted next to tired. Right? Okay, interesting. Someone says it could be a man or a woman. We don't know. Most say it's a man, some say it's a woman. It could be. Okay, someone says he or she might be dead as well. Could be. Yeah. Try to look at what he's wearing. What do you think he does for a living from his attire? So, what is attire? Attire are his clothes, whatever he's wearing. Yeah. Okay. So, interesting. Someone is saying sage, someone is saying monk, someone is saying sadhu, which is the Hindi word for something related to religion, priest. Yeah. Okay. He could be a beggar as well. Yeah, could be. If you notice, he's not wearing any footwear, so doesn't seem to have money. Could be a beggar. Could be an artist. Yes. What suggests he's an artist? This bag that he's carrying is a satchel that mostly artists carry. No, this is a satchel. Yeah. Okay. Interesting. Could be a rag picker. I hadn't thought of that. Yeah, something spiritual. We've covered the religious part here. Okay, let's put spiritual also here. Okay, now someone says black. Wow, that's a strong word. Black or mouse. Interesting. Okay, I think hungry we had put somewhere. No, okay, hungry also goes up. Thief, yes, he could be. Wow, so I'm impressed. We've managed to fill up the slide again, and it was very short work. Yeah. So this is very nice. I'm really impressed with the responses that have come. Okay. So let's again work on what we did in our last slide. Some things are apparent when you see it. Okay. So some things when we saw wall, we thought this is something I am seeing. Yeah. Artist, bench, thief, rag picker. These are all description of what he is. When we look at the photo, we try to identify, we try to see. I think there was somewhere bench also. Yeah, tired, exhausted, man, woman, lonely. Yeah, all these are things that we see. Okay, hermit, that's a good one. Nice, right? But now, if you notice, compared to our last slide, now there are many more words which are about what we feel when we see this photo. Yeah. Now let's have a look at some of these words. Does it give you a sense of hopelessness looking at the photo of that man? Yeah. Does it give you a sense of chaos looking at the wall, which is crowded with so many words? You don't know what is what. Yeah. It also gives you a sense of sorrow because that man may be hungry, he may be tired, he may not have money. You start feeling sad for him. The chaos on the wall is leading to insanity. The fact that he's just taking rest on this bench makes us all feel tired. Yeah, good. Someone's put confused on the chat. Let's put confused as well. Because he is lonely, we may feel lonely. Because he's tired, we may feel exhausted or tired. We may feel depressed, right? So, and someone went one step further. The level of loneliness and depression and sadness and negativity that was there in this photo all got associated with a color, and someone said black in the chat because everything just went black. Yeah, it was all so depressing, the photo itself. So this is all good. This is what we're trying to do, because in some parts of your exam, mostly to do with reading comprehension, everything that is asked in the question is not directly given to you in the passage, like in this photo. Yeah, everything that we see in the photo is direct, but whatever is highlighted in purple color in all of these words, that is what we have been able to get from the photographer by seeing the photo, but not what is told to us directly. These are our feelings and emotions which have come from inside us when we saw this photo, right? Those are something that the photographer has evoked. He has told it to us, but indirectly. It is hidden. And this will also happen in our RC passages. Huh? This is important from your reading comprehension perspective, because all things that are asked in the question are not directly given in the passage. Sometimes you have to judge what is the author trying to tell you, which is hidden. What is he not telling you directly? What is his tone? Is he angry about something? Is he arguing against something, the topic of the passage? Or is he happy about it? Is he for it? Has he taken a stance, or is he neutral on whatever is being discussed? So some things, like the things which are highlighted in purple here, are things that you need to judge which are hidden. It's called reading between the lines. Right? Trying to judge things which are not directly told to you, but instead you can get from how the author has said the words. Okay. So I'm really happy with the response. I'm really happy that all of you all are awake at 9:30 in the morning and in class and active and coming up with different words to describe the same photo. And I do hope from the words that I'm putting up on the screen here, I do hope that all of us are learning some new words. Some of the words you may already know. Some of the words you didn't think about when you saw the photo. But the only aim of this exercise is, as a group, we try to increase our vocabulary together. Okay, so let's do one last photo and then we'll move on to a different type of question. So the last photo exercise for you. Okay, so I have Pomerian, which is a breed of a dog. Yeah, style. There's a chair in the background. Yeah, I'm happy that someone spotted it. Someone is saying the breed of the dog might be husky. Okay, so we have two breeds of dog. One is Pomerian, one is husky. We don't know. Acha, someone has gone into cryptocurrency. Dog coin. Good. I'm happy that some of you all are keeping up with the changing technologies. Shades, portrait, cute. I think chilling we've already covered here. Floor. Attitude. Yes, that's nice. Relax. Acha. Someone says girl stuff. Why girl stuff? Eh? Can be guy stuff also. No problem. Yeah, goggles, stubborn. Someone's unmuted here. Let's try to find who that is. Okay. Sorry about that. Okay, so we have candid photography. Yeah. What about some hashtags? Who can come up with the best hashtag for this? Let's do a new exercise. Yeah, okay. So hashtags here. Huh? Hashtag dog style. Okay, hashtag cloud9. Swag. Pose. Okay, pose and all, this is okay. Yeah, giving pose, hashtag muse. Yeah. Any other hashtags? What can you guys think of? Yeah, dog saw someone and it's amazing. Nice. Yeah, I have a hashtag. So someone in the earlier class had said thug life. Okay. And I changed it to pug life. Yeah, what other hashtags? Trendy dog. Okay. Trendy dog. Someone says hashtag summertime. Yeah, reminds you of the relaxing holidays, no? All of us will prefer, I don't know, but I don't know if the dog's life is better, is it? Yeah, sleep whenever you want, wake up whenever you want. You don't need to worry about studies and placements and earning money. Someone will come and give you food, so that is also taken care of. So you don't need to worry at all. So a lot of more hashtags are in the chat. Hashtag new look, dog look. Yeah, dog life. I think we covered it. Dog style, dog life. Yeah, cozy, party mode, summertime. So a lot of new hashtags. Yeah, chill mode. So chill is already here. Okay, good. We missed out one. The most important hashtag. YOLO. Okay. Interesting. Yeah. Okay. This is a new one. This I haven't come across before. Dogoholic. And this is new. Yeah. This is fun. Is this fun? A good way to learn new words, new vocab, new hashtag. Yep. No worries. Relaxed life. This is all what we want. All of us. Something from Lion King. Hakuna Matata. Yeah. That's, you could say that about this photo. Okay, so this was fun. I'm going to change the game a bit. We are going to continue with vocabulary. But now I'm not going to put up more photos on the screen. I'm going to ask you for opposites. And the reason I'm calling it a rapid fire round is I want you to answer quickly. So I will put up a word on the screen, a clue, and the first letter of the answer. And you have to try to judge what is the opposite of that clue. So we are looking for antonyms, which are opposite in meaning. Yeah. So for those who don't know, what are synonyms? Synonyms are words which have the same meaning. And antonyms are words which have the opposite meaning. Okay. But in this one, I'm going to be a bit faster than we have gone in the photo exercise. We are going to put one word on the screen, and you only have to come up with the opposite meaning beginning with this letter. So this is your clue. This is the opposite word, and this is the letter with which it should start. Yeah. So what can we say about this? Okay, I have one word which everyone has put. Active, passive, opposites. Is there another word which rhymes with passive, which is opposite to passive? Yes, it can be aggressive. Good. Those who wrote that, both are okay. Both are opposites. Okay, let's do one more. This is easy. Opposite of dull, starting with B. Yeah, it can be bright, dull and bright. Some have put some other options. For the first one, I'm seeing words such as lively, but I think we're looking for something starting with A. Yeah, and here we are looking for something starting with B. So lively doesn't fit. We are just looking for a word which starts with this first letter. Some have put bold, but bold is not exactly opposite of dull. Yeah, dull, bright. I also saw, I think it's disappeared in the chat. This one is easy. Yeah, I saw bloom and I saw bloom is not an opposite. I saw bliss, but bliss is happiness. It's not related to dull. So what about this one? This one's easy. Throw, catch. Yeah, just one answer in this one. I don't think many other words are possible. Anyone want to try the fourth one? What about stay? Yep, opposite of stay can be depart. So stay is to stay in one place, depart is to leave for another place. So we had passive active or passive aggressive. We had dull and bright. So these are all opposites. Throw and catch, and stay and depart. Okay, and one last one. What can be the opposite of leave? So opposite of leave, starting with E, is to enter. Right? So all good. How are we on this? I have many other options which you guys are putting up, but we are looking for exact opposites of this word, right? We're looking for opposite of this word starting with this letter. Okay, so try to identify what can be the word which is opposite. Acha, I had one interesting one which someone put here. It says disappear. Yes, this can be an opposite. Yeah, stay, disappear. Okay, because you are there or you are not. Yeah, but others, I don't think other words are applicable for opposite. And I think for leave, we all had enter. I don't think any other words were possible. So let's do another word of this, another slide of this. Again, rapid fire, huh? Quickly. Whichever word comes first to your mind. So smile is the expression that we have on our face when we are trying to express happiness. And what is on our face when we are not happy, when we are sad? It's frown. Smile, frown. It's again expression on our face. Now we have sad. Opposite of sad, starting with G, but also rhyming with sad. Okay, so this can be glad. Sad is unhappy, glad is happy. So these are again antonyms. What about proud? Proud is when you are proud of an achievement, of something you've done. And the opposite of that could be humble, where we are not trying to show off our achievement. Yeah, humble. What about community? Community works as a group, right? It is a group of people coming together, working together, and the opposite of community can be individual. Right? So community is a group of people, it is multiple people, and individual is single person working alone. Yeah, individual. I saw in one of the earlier ones, someone had put gloom in the chat. So gloom doesn't work because gloom is a synonym of sad. So it will come on the same side. It is not an opposite. Yeah. Here many have put up proud, hesitate. So this doesn't work because hesitate means to take a pause and to do things slowly, not to go ahead with it. So humble or humility works. So proud will be humble because you're describing someone. But if we say pride, which is a noun, then opposite of this becomes humility. So proud, humble, pride, humility. Okay. A new word, which all of us have gotten to know over the last 1 year. Opposite of community can also be isolate. Yeah, individual is okay. But now we know how to stop community transmission. We isolate the person alone, quarantine. Okay, so I'm okay with isolate as well. It is heading in the same direction as the answer that we want. It is the opposite of a group. Yeah, and the last one on this slide. So senile is something that a lot of us may not know the answer of. Senile is a condition related to old age, right? So senile happens in our old age when we start losing our memory. If you've noticed, some of your grandparents or really old people, they don't remember who the person is. They see the person, but they can't recognize him. Sometimes when you are going outside for a walk, then it's not possible to remember where you stay when they come back, right? Old people sometimes start losing their memory. So this is called senile. It's a condition of memory loss when you reach old age. And the opposite of that is juvenile. Because juvenile is related to youth. Yeah. So old age and youth, senile, juvenile. So I do have some people who are asking for other words on the earlier words. One thing that I think I received on the chat is the opposite of community to be idle. So this doesn't work, no, because idle means doing nothing. Yeah, it means sitting idle. So community is a group of people. It's not necessarily related to work. I just took it as example. It's a group of people. But idle will be actually doing nothing, and opposite of idle will be active. So community and idle doesn't work. This one is incorrect. For senile, I think some have written jolly. Jolly is happy. Jolly is when things are going well and you are satisfied. So senile is related to old age, aged. So jolly doesn't work here. Okay, someone have written junior. So junior is okay because if senile is old age, then junior is young age. Yeah. So junior I am okay with. Some others are saying for smile, why not fear? Yeah. So the problem is smile is an expression on the face. Yeah. And the opposite of that is an expression on the face called frown. Okay. But fear is a emotion. It's a feeling which is inside you. Related to smile, the feeling is happiness. Related to frown, the feeling is unhappiness. So fear doesn't work for smile. It is not the exact opposite of it. Someone else has asked for furious. So furious is angry, right? And again, as we said for fear, furious and angry both are emotions, but we are trying to show the expression on the face related to that emotion. So furious and angry is how we feel. But what kind of expression would you show on the face? Yeah, frown also works. If you are furious or angry, you could also have a frown. In that case, antonym of smile becomes frown only. It doesn't change. Okay. Um, Now someone is saying why juvenile is related to crime. Yeah, I think some of us might have seen a few TV shows where younger people go to jail. It's called juvenile. So the reason is it's a jail specifically for people who are not yet 18 years of age. Juvie, they call it for short, juvie. So he spent a few years in juvie. That is a child who is below 18 did some crime and he went to jail for it. They have a separate jail for children. They don't have the jail in which you put all other criminals. So that is why juvenile has become related to crime also, because the jail is called juvenile. And yes, like someone else is saying, there are also juvenile homes. This is also a fact. So juvenile homes are those who are either homeless or who don't have parents, but they are not yet crossed 18. So they get support from the government. They place them in juvenile homes where they can go, they can stay, they have a house, they can also go to school. And sometimes they also get foster parents to take care of them. Yep. So any doubts on this slide or on the slide before? Acha. Someone's asking for, so it would really help if you guys want to change your roll numbers to your names. Because every time I'm reading a roll number, 536, 438, 4A1, it feels a bit weird saying your roll numbers out loud. Yeah? So I would prefer purely voluntary, not compulsory. If some of you all want to change it to names, it will help me, right? Getting to know people. And otherwise, I'm just saying someone is asking this, someone is asking that. But all of you all are people, no? You all are not roll numbers. And all of us have names. Don't become robots. Okay. So we are about halfway through our class. Sometimes midway through the class, slide after slide gets a bit monotonous. Monotonous is the same thing over and over again. So I like to take a bit of break, maybe couple of minutes in the middle of my class, just to discuss on some topics which may be on your mind. Yeah. Now, with relation to your placements, a lot of you all will walk into your interview and you will be asked to introduce yourself. Okay. So, excuse me. Like we did at the start of the class, I introduced myself. Yeah. Was it an interesting introduction? I told you what I've done. So I started with my name and where I'm from, Mumbai. I started with what I've done on the educational side, because of course I'm here in my capacity as faculty. So I need to first introduce myself as what I will teach you and why I am qualified to teach you, if I have studied that before or if I am good at it. So that's how my introduction started. But did you notice in my introduction, later on in the introduction, it was not related to what I'm going to cover for you in class or nothing on verbal ability or my skills. Okay. I just told you an interesting story that so far I was working from Mumbai and I decided to drive down from Mumbai to Vizag. Yeah, who does that? Yeah, no one does that. Yeah, this crazy person took a 4-day road trip, filled all his bags and a cycle in the car, and drove down for 4 days. Yeah? This is something specific to me. It is my story, and it is something that you guys will remember me by. Maybe, hopefully, later on in the month. I hope next time I see you, you will still remember. Okay. So, in all of our introductions, as each of you, if I open the floor for introduction, We'll start with your name, your roll number, where you are from, which college you are from. So all of us are currently in SRKR and different streams. So I am from computers, I'm from electronics, I'm from mechanical, whatever it may be, right? But the problem is the recruiters who are going to come, the interview panel, this interview panel is going to hear this again and again repeatedly from each of you. Sir, I am so and so, I am from this, I study this in this college. Okay, but that's okay. That is our educational background and we have to mention it. Beyond that, you may go into your past education. So before engineering, I have done my 10th from this, 12th from this, and I have scored so many marks. But in this introduction, somewhere, try to introduce something specific to you, a story from your background. It could even be something funny. Huh? Not necessarily that it is related to your background or education or something that you need to get placed. No. It could be your interest, your hobby. Sir, I like to play football. I watch Champions League. I watch Euro 2020. Or I play computer games and anything. Yeah, I watch Formula One. It could be something funny. I have a dog. The dog wears sunglasses. It could be that also. Anything that happened with you. Something that the examiner will use to recollect you. He will remember you. Okay, this guy who also has a dog who wears sunglasses, he seemed good. Let's take him. Okay, so this is not just useful for your interview and your placement process. I'm telling you this as a general information for the rest of your life. So even when after your placement, you join your company, you will be meeting new people, you will be meeting new colleagues, your team, who you will be working with. It helps to create a good first impression. And that starts with your introduction, your name, where you are from, and something special about you, something that your new colleagues will remember you by. Okay, it will be helpful. Because if you don't create a first impression, they will never remember you. So again, tomorrow they'll be asking your name. Oh, I forgot who you were. Okay, so try to create a first impression by mentioning something funny or some incident about yourself in your introduction. Just a general tip, not placement related and not campus recruitment related, but life related. Later in life also it is useful. And little introductions, little they differ. So the way you would introduce in an interview is a little bit formal, it's a little professional. Compared to meeting someone new, a friend or a colleague, it can be a little bit casual. The information that you give about yourself can be something on a casual note, informal. Whereas on the professional side, you need to be a bit structured. Need to be a bit professional. Okay. So just a little bit of break from what we were doing. Okay. So now I'm going to introduce to you a different type of question. Okay. We are going to have a look at two words at a time. And sometimes it can get confusing to choose between these two words. Okay. I call it common confusibles. But actually, confusibles is not a word. Huh? So this word here is actually not a word in English. So please don't use it anywhere outside the class. I've just come up with a new word to signify two words between which you get confused very regularly. It's easy to get confused between these two words. Okay, so just let's start with an example. Let's do two words at a time. And in the answer, I just want you to put the option number. So if you think both of the options are 1, you can put 1, 1. If you think both are 2, you can put 2, 2. Something like this. So I'm looking for two answers together. Okay, not single. Good. So I'm really happy that from among the responses that I've received, a lot of you have got it correct. So the accuracy level from the responses that have already come in is really good. It's nice. So in the first one, whenever you consider something related to study or something, a curriculum which you do, right? All of y'all are doing a course in engineering, correct? It could also be something related to medicine. When you go to the doctor, when you are unwell, the doctor prescribes some medicines for you. It could be antibiotics. So he prescribes a course of antibiotics for 5 days. Yeah. So in anything related to study or curriculum or medicine, the course is always used as COURSE. So this is one. Yeah. And COARSE means rough. It is used for any surface that is not smooth. It could be, in this case, it is used for a cloth or a fabric. It could be used for the bark of a tree. It could be used for wood that is unfinished. It could be used for your floor or the road. Any surface which is rough and is not smooth, we use the word COARSE, coarse. Okay. So two words with different spellings, but same pronunciation, coarse and coarse. There's no difference in the way we pronounce it. These two words are called homophones. Same word, different pronunciation. Same pronunciation, different meanings are called homophones. Where does this originate? Homophones. Phone comes from the word for sound, right? And homo is same. So homophones literally means same sound, but different meaning. Yeah. So as Sai correctly said, coarse is a texture, a rough texture. Okay. So this is 1, 2. So let's do two more. So again, I'm really happy with the responses that are coming in. And most of you all have got it correct. So this is also good. It's and its. Okay. So there is a type of noun called possessive noun. So an example of a possessive noun can be Kushal's presentation. Right? So Kushal's presentation has a yellow border, which we can see on the slide that we have in front of us. The presentation belongs to me. So to indicate possession, I have apostrophe S. Okay. Similarly, I can say that boy's bag is green in color. So the bag belongs to the boy. So to describe the possession, I say apostrophe S. Okay. But when it comes to using it in a possessive, right? So what can be an example? The dog was wagging its tail because it was happy. The dog brought its leash because it wanted to go for a walk. Yeah, its tail, its leash. Here, the tail and the leash are belonging to the dog. When you use its in a possessive noun, then there is no apostrophe. Okay, this is a rule that you need to remember. For all possession of other nouns, we use apostrophe s. For its, whenever it is possession, there is no apostrophe. So the airplane began its descent. It takes its without an apostrophe. And its with an apostrophe is a short form of it is. Okay, so whenever you take these two words and you shorten it, you get its. Don't blame me. It is not my fault. So it's. So the answer here was 1, 2. So both the answers were 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay. Anyone who's not understood? So Bhavya has a good question. How to know whether it is possession or not? So Bhavya, you should just try to judge whether the noun being referred is belonging to something or not. Okay. The airplane began its descent. The descent belongs to the airplane, right? So therefore we use possessive noun it, and possessive noun does not take an apostrophe. Whereas in the first one, it is not my fault. The fault belongs to mine. It is not used in the possessive sense. It is just two words which are being used, which are shortened into its. Okay. So we have it is, which shortens into its. We have cannot, which shortens into can't, right? Apostrophe. We have should not, which shortens into shouldn't, apostrophe. So in the possessive sense, when something belongs to it, it does not take an apostrophe. And when it is shortened into one word, it is it apostrophe s. Okay. Kirti is asking what is descent. So descent, Kirti, is when the aircraft starts reducing its altitude. Yeah, if this is aircraft and it's moving this way and it starts coming down, that is called a descent, and eventually it will land. Okay. Okay, so this is a good question. 4K5 has a good question for us. His question is, what is the difference between affect and effect?